Hey guys, what's going on today? This is a special interview. We're doing a co-hosted interview with me, Dylan of Neo News Today, and Edge of Neo News Today. And today we're speaking with Kellogg Fairbank, the head of global business development over at Nash. So how are you doing today, Kellogg?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Thanks for inviting me.
Absolutely. This is a very exciting episode because we're gonna see what it's like to go through the Nash swag store using Nashlink, and you're gonna tell us all about what Nashlink is. But before we kind of jump into that, this is the first time that Neo News Today has gotten a chance to speak with you. We're quite familiar with the founders of the Nash team. They came from the Distributed Community Developer Group, COZ. So there's that relationship that's been there. But you came on to Nash this summer. So could you tell us a little bit about who you are, what your background is, and sort of what your role as head of global BD has been?
Sure, absolutely. Well, thank you for the intro. I've been in payments for 11 plus years, I think it is. I started my career at a company called Global Collect, which was then acquired by Ingenico, and then in turn was acquired by Worldline, and is one of the larger payments companies in the world today. But the reason why I got into payments is because I founded my own company, and we were creating skins for the first iteration of iPhone. And so you could upload a photo, and then we would create a skin for you. And it took us about 3 weeks to create the website, and it took us 4 months to get approved by a payment service provider. And that payment service provider turned out to be PayPal in the end, and it's the ability to accept payments online for those designs. And so that intrigued me, and that's how I actually got into payments and have been in there ever since. So as I said, I joined Global Collect. From there, moved on to a company called Braintree, and at the time it was a very small company and just raised their Series A of 35 million from Excel Partners. Braintree grew very quickly in the 2-year period, and we grew from, I think it was 30 people to about 500 people in about 2 years. And we were acquired by PayPal. Worked at PayPal for about a year and a half, and then left the company and have been working on my own for the past few years. I founded a company called Tenor, which was a data aggregation, so pulling in payments data from various payment service providers, and then providing that in one dashboard. So we sold the company, and since then have been working with Nash for about 5 months now. I think it was the beginning or the middle of the summer is when I joined, and couldn't be happier.
Awesome. So you have this experience in payments, you have this experience with dashboards. And so before we kind of go into a walkthrough of what you want to show us today, I'm just intrigued to hear a little bit about what sort of similarities and differences you see in the traditional payment sector and what Nash is trying to do by, I don't want to use the word legitimizing, but by bringing regulatory concerns and addressing those concerns and combining them with cryptocurrency. So what is your perspective of blockchain meeting regulatory approved entities that want to use cryptocurrency?
So I think it's a great initiative, and I think it's very much needed in this space. If I look at the traditional payment space, there are in order to accept do payouts as a payments company, you need your e-money transmitter licenses, right? And that's super important, and that helps to protect against money laundering and anything else. And I think you need to know your customers. So with regards to Nash and going the regulated way, I think it's only it only benefits the space itself and merchants that are looking to get into crypto or digital currencies, if you will. I think it's the right strategy, and I think it's here for the long term.
Awesome. I think here at Neo News Today, we very much believe in the long-term viability that blockchain and cryptocurrencies have to offer. So we're looking at the Nashlink Dashboard, And Edge and I have used this as the back end, I assume, because we both have purchased some apparel on the Swag store. And I just want to kind of ask you what we're looking at on this dashboard and what Nashlink is. So can you describe a little bit about what Nashlink is?
Sure, absolutely. So I guess Nashlink is the next evolution of cryptocurrency payments, right? So Nashlink makes it as easy as possible for merchants to accept crypto, and that is for people in the space as well as for merchants looking to get into blockchain crypto. There is no blockchain integration required, so we allow you to accept crypto, and you get paid out in cash into your bank account. That's for the EU only today, and we're looking to expand that to more countries over time. But any merchant that is outside of the EU that still wants to use Nashlink can, as long as they're okay to be paid out in USDC. So as I said, there's no blockchain required. We also have zero fees for Nashlink, and Nash protects merchants from surprise fees and volatility by guaranteeing a fiat amount that you've specified. So if you're selling a product for 100 euros and you're looking to get 100 euros, we will guarantee that payment and transfer the full amount. So there are no surprise fees. There's no extra fees on top, no processing fees. It's just that amount transferred to your bank account. So what we're looking at here is the back end. It's the dashboard for Nashlink. And I can run through a demo of Nashlink in just a little bit. We'll go to the Nash store on the Sandbox account, and I can show you exactly what how the process is and how it's very much similar to traditional payments in terms of credit card checkout and other type of traditional payments.
Absolutely, and as I referenced earlier, both Edge and I have used the Nashlink by purchasing apparel on the store. But I just kind of so our listeners and viewers can kind of have a better holistic understanding. Who is Nashlink designed for, and at what scale is that designation? Are we talking about industry enterprise-wide or small business owners, something in the middle, everything under the umbrella? Who was Nashlink designed for?
It's a very good question. So I think if you look at Nashlink, I think it's designed for all, right? So I think a good comparison to the traditional payment space would be Stripe. Stripe, was able to grow very quickly because they were able to solve a couple of different problems. One was the ability to sign up online and go through a KYC process, through an automated KYC process, if you will. And then the second thing is the integration process. So 10 years ago, if you were looking to get started in payments, very similar to blockchain today, 10 years ago, if you were looking to get started, it would take, several months to be approved by the payment service provider with countless documentation to be completed. It would also take a very long time to integrate. We didn't work with APIs back then. And Stripe is one of those. Stripe and Braintree, the company where I worked at, Braintree Venmo, I think really changed that and made it much easier for you to get started. To give you an example again, is when I started my company, it took a long time to get integrated with that payment service provider as well, right? So if I look at blockchain today, it's very similar to those times 10 years ago. And Nashlink is really built for merchants that are looking, or businesses, online businesses that are looking to get into blockchain and tap into a new multi-billion-dollar market. So that's the first bit. You can sign up online, go through the KYC process, integrate within a matter of minutes, and be able to start processing crypto digital currencies. And I think on the enterprise level, there's very much an interest already today, and we're speaking with a number of very large merchants. But I think there is that interest because if I look at blockchain crypto today, for the enterprise, there is a big interest. So it's a multi-billion-dollar market. There are 50 million plus wallet holders in the space, and that's only growing. With Bitcoin going on its surge of late, I think there's a lot of new people that are entering into the space, and then also with the likes of Square offering crypto payments, and now PayPal, even though it's closed loop and it's more of an equity than or a derivative than anything else. I do think that they will open that up at one point, and that is going to be a major win for the entire space. And that brings with it 365 million, wallet holders that can now pay with crypto. And I think that is going to continue, not just with PayPal, but with other large businesses, enterprises coming into the space.
Very cool. So what we're looking at here then is the Nashlink Dashboard. So is this the back end if a merchant wanted to integrate Nashlink into their e-commerce website? Is this what they would be seeing? And again, referencing the fact that Edge and I have both purchased apparel from the Nash store, would one of us be these order IDs, and then you, the merchant, would see what we purchased and when?
Absolutely. So that's absolutely correct. So this is the dashboard. This is the back end. This is where I, as a merchant, would be able to view all of my orders for the day. You integrate via API. We have widgets. We also have integrations with WooCommerce, Magento, and like an API as well. And so. Let me just actually, what I think I'll do is I'll show this in just a bit, but let me go to the Nash store, and I'll share this tab, and we can go through the buy something on the store itself. And this is again a sandbox account, so you should be able to see the Nash swag store, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. All right. Great. So I'm just going to buy something, and I'll show you the process for your viewers to see how easy it is to buy something. So this is our WooCommerce plugin. So I'm going to add this Nash hat to my cart, and I'm going to view my cart. I'm going to proceed to checkout, and then it's already pre-filled, and I'm going to pay with Nashlink. So so what you'll see now is this is obviously the checkout page. So I've proceeded to checkout, and we're presented with a page that gives me 18 minutes to make the payment. So I can make payment with any crypto wallet. So there's a number of crypto wallets out there today. We are wallet agnostic. If you don't have a wallet, you can also download the Nash wallet from the App Store or from Google Play. And so this one, what I'll do is let me just share this tab, and you will see that the payment has actually come through here on my dashboard, right? So it says waiting for payment, and I can open this specific order and see that it's waiting for payment. Okay, great. So what I'm going to do is let's trigger the payment. And then if I come back here, one thing I also will note is that we do, the transactions with Nashlink are pretty much instantaneous. And in the sandbox environment, it's a little bit slower. But the reason why we're able to offer these instant payments is we have our own risk management system in the back end, and so we're able to approve transactions so that they don't go on the block, right? We don't need block confirmations in order to approve a transaction, and that really makes a huge difference. You don't want people waiting around for 15 minutes for the transaction to be approved. And that's one of the beauties of the platform.
Very cool. So how simple is it for a merchant to integrate Nashlink into their products?
So as I've said, we have a couple of different, let me just share this tab. So then we have a couple of different integrations. So we have a WooCommerce plugin, we have Magento and PrestaShop as well. And we have our API. We have widgets that people can use for their own web shop, and literally it takes a few minutes to integrate. We're also compatible with BTC Pay Server and with BitPay. So if you wanted to replace those two, we pretty much use the same rail. So we're compatible with that. And it's very simple to get started. You just sign up online at link.nash.io, and you can get started straight away.
So the current use cases for Nashlink is for e-commerce. Are there other use cases that you and your team are envisioning for the short or medium term? And let's just say we're looking 10 years down the road and we're having a follow-up interview 10 years from now. What are what are some expectations that people can have for this type of functionality that's integrated into e-commerce? How far can this technology go?
Well, I mean, this technology, there's really no limit to the technology itself, right? If we think about what Nashlink offers, we're offering borderless payments, right? And if I look at payments companies as well as international payment companies, there's always middlemen, and with Nashlink, there's absolutely no middleman. So it's literally between the merchant and the consumer itself, and that's why we offer the 0% fees, right? So there's absolutely no fees for the transaction, but that's because we're taking the Bitcoin and we're placing it on our own exchange and making money off that way, so that we can offer this service free to our merchants.
So,
But if I look at the use cases, I've actually built something that I wanted to show you. It's not yet been released, and but I think it would be nice to show you guys as well as your viewers. This is what we call Nashlink Invoice, and it's something that should be released in the next couple weeks. And it's the ability to send invoices to merchants. So there's a number of parties that we're speaking to today that are very interested in this service as well. And similar to the e-commerce, you'll see exactly why it is similar. So what this is the sort of a revamped backend, if you will. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create an invoice. So as you can see here down below, we have recent payouts, we have the recent invoices, total revenue generated. But if I wanted to create an invoice, let me just scroll through here. Okay, complete all the details, and then preview the invoice. So this is fairly basic, obviously, and then if I go to send invoice, the email comes through, and this is the email that's come through. It's a invoice from Neo News today for affiliate service costs, right? With the price 150 euros. And then it says pay with crypto now. So the invoice is powered by Nashlink. And the reason why I'm showing this is because similar to that checkout experience that we just experienced on the Nash swag store, I can click pay with crypto now, and you get a page to be able to pay with cryptocurrency. So this is BTC, right? So Bitcoin, 480 euros. I make payment, the transaction waiting confirmation, and then the payment is complete. An invoice, an email is sent to the merchant that the invoice has been paid. You receive an invoice, or you receive an email as well that says the invoice has been paid, and you can actually view that invoice on the Nashlink dashboard as well at the same time. And that's what we call Nashlink Invoice. And so that's something that we're really excited about and really excited to bring to market, and really see a huge potential for this specific product itself.
Big potential for contractors and freelance workers as well here. I'm expecting. I think
absolutely
it kind of goes along with that idea of payments without borders and the digital nomad lifestyle.
Exactly. Yeah, correct.
Yeah, I mean, before you were with Neo News Today, Brett, you were working on video gaming content and you were creating YouTube videos. So you must have worked with various different individuals and entities from multiple different countries. So I'm kind of curious if you have any of your own personal experience from working with others from different parts of the world. What sort of like invoice headaches might have gone through when you were providing your content and working with others in different parts of the world?
Well, I think the fees is the first thing that any freelancer or contract worker will tell you about, is that the fees that you contend with when using any of these platforms is pretty astronomical, especially for the service that is seemingly being provided. But, you can have accounts closed for unknown reasons with no recourse. You could have someone that wants to pay you, but they can't pay you because their bank doesn't allow an international payment. So, I mean, for me, that was a big reason why I liked cryptocurrency so much in the first place. So having a way to do all the invoicing and accepting cryptocurrencies while I'm doing it, it's pretty appealing.
And Kellogg was discussing earlier, and I just wanted to kind of hammer home on this point because it was really interesting. The reason why Nashlink doesn't charge any fees is essentially because Nash is putting up the collateral itself, essentially, to transact in the invoice payments, and that's why there's 0% fees. Am I correct in assuming that?
So it's not that we're putting up the collateral. So what essentially happens is with the let's say that we're accepting a payment in Bitcoin. We take that Bitcoin and we do what could be considered an OTC trade, right? So we're doing that in USDC. That Bitcoin we then place on the exchange, and our exchange itself, for makers it's 0 fees, but for takers we have 0.25, 25 basis points taker fee, and that's how we make our money off of this particular transaction itself. So for the consumer and for the merchants to be able to use Nashlink, it's 0 fees.
You mentioned that, sorry, Dylan, you mentioned that Nash's risk management system, it allows you to do it instantly, essentially, because you're presumably detecting payments at the memory pool level rather than waiting for block confirmation.
Right.
Does that mean that Nash guarantees payouts on transactions that may end up being lost from chain forks?
No. So specific transactions that are not confirmed. So there may be times where you pay too much, where you that type of thing. Refunds are automatic. So so if the payment has not been confirmed, then there will be a refund issue.
Okay.
So we were talking at the beginning of our conversation about the differences between, I guess you could say, your customers or the community that you interact with. Whereas in traditional business or like a traditional equities market, there will be people who have a little bit more of an understanding of a longer time frame, and they don't necessarily want things now. But the major sort of talking point in blockchain and cryptocurrency right now is mainstream adoption and what that's going to look like. So from Nash's perspective, the merchants and global payments can take the form in various different ways. But I would assume that Nash has kind of gone through these thought experiments. And so maybe there are industries or types of merchants that you envision going after. So what sort of industries or merchants do you and the Nash team envision Nashlink actually serving?
I think it's fairly varied. There are a number of industries or verticals that we never envisioned that we would be speaking to very large merchants in and helping facilitate payments for them. So I think there are the traditional industries that we all know about crypto, digital currencies being utilized in. So I think there's adult, there may be gaming or gambling. Those are the industries typically associated with crypto. But then I think on a much larger scale, there are international global companies that are looking at crypto because of the international cross-border fees that are so, they're exorbitant because there's so many middlemen in between. I think they're looking at services like Nashlink to help facilitate a better user experience, right? So we're speaking to airlines, we're speaking to affiliate services, we're speaking to a number of verticals that we never had envisioned initially, and they get it, and they see the value that Nashlink brings to the table.
Awesome. And so Nash protects merchants from surprise fees and volatility. How is that so?
Right. So First of all, we have 18 minutes for the transaction to be confirmed or for you to make a payment at checkout. And then with regards to the volatility, because if we guarantee a €100 payment, that's helping us to do so, right? So with those 18 minutes, the beauty of it is we have an exchange, right? So we can exchange that Bitcoin on our exchange and make a fee off of that. So as an exchange, we also have cash reserves, and if Bitcoin drops in a matter of minutes, then we have those cash reserves. But we also have an off-chain matching engine, which helps with that, and so that's how we're able to guarantee that payment to merchants.
Right, and Nash is a services platform. It's not just an exchange, and it's not just the fiat on-ramp and off-ramp. So the comprehensive suite of products under the Nash umbrella kind of allows it to protect its merchants in this way by using its own assets as, I guess you could say, a safety mechanism.
That's correct. So, I mean, you nailed it on the head. So we're a fully integrated financial services platform that uses blockchain as infrastructure, right? And so the non-custodial exchange is the main product in the portfolio, whereby we also have a wallet. We have fiat on off ramp, which is Nash Cash, and then we also offer Nashlink, right, which is our payments platform. With Nashlink, for every type of payment, whether it be small or larger payments, that's all going through the Nash exchange, and that's even with the Nash Cash as well. When you're buying crypto with fiat, we offer 0% fees on that. But then you're going to be buying Ethereum or Bitcoin, and you're going to be trading on our exchange, and hopefully we'll make a fees off of that as well. So we're trying to make the whole experience of crypto and getting involved in crypto for beginners to traders and institutions as easy as possible. And I think that starts with the exchange, but I think it trickles down to all of our products, which is payments, being able to accept payments easily, and then secondly, being able to buy crypto easily. And that's what we offer today, and we're going to be expanding on that.
I can attest to the ability to buy crypto easily. I recently put some Bitcoin through the fiat on ramp, and it was quite simple. So Nashlink currently accepts Bitcoin. What are some of the other cryptocurrencies Nash is exploring integrating support for?
So I think if I look at what's happening in the space today, I think CBDCs are super interesting, and I know that the European Union is looking to bring out a euro coin. What the time frame is on that, I don't know, but that's something that we would look to potentially offer as well. And from besides Bitcoin, I think Ethereum, Litecoin. Some of the major, coins are definitely things that we will be offering in Nashlink itself. But I think we first need to bring those to Nash Exchange, and I think that's the main priority. So I think there are a number of different currencies that we can offer and will as well. We want to perfect the checkout experience with Bitcoin first, and then be able to offer additional ones.
What's the primary factor here when deciding which currencies to accept? Is it mostly about the volatility in terms of price and the liquidity on the exchange?
Yeah, the liquidity on the exchange is the first bit, and then also if you look at crypto payments today, I think there are the top three, which is Litecoin, Ethereum, and Bitcoin, represent today 98% of all crypto payments, right? So I think those are the three main ones that we want to offer, and I think especially with the COVID era, I think what we're seeing is contactless payments today, right? So everything is becoming digital, and I think these digital currencies, whether they're maybe a Libra or a CBDC or whatever it may be, I think that is the route that digital currencies payments are going. And if we offer it on our exchange, it's something that we'll be able to offer in our Nashlink service as well.
So you've shared with us some next steps for integrating other cryptocurrencies, and I always equate projects like Nash to being like a duck, where they're very calm on the top, but under the water, their feet are always moving. So, are there any next steps or future deliverables that your team is working on that you can share with us today, beyond what you've already shared with us about Nashlink?
Well, I think that there's so many to name, but I don't think I can do that. I think the team works incredibly hard to deliver product on a weekly basis, and one of those products is what I've just shown you, which is Nashlink Invoice, and I think that's going to be a major win for the team as well once we release this to the market, especially because there's been a lot of interest in that. And I think adding new currencies or coins and looking to see how we can get involved. If the opportunity is there, to get involved with the euro coin itself. So I think there's a lot of things that we're working on that in the coming months we'll be able to announce. But the team is working incredibly hard and doing a great job.
Well, there you go, Neo News Today listeners. You got a first view at a Nash product that hasn't even been announced yet. Kellogg, it was awesome to have you come and chat with us today and to have a conversation with Brett and I. Very excited to continue seeing Nash produce its products and release to the market. I've said this before. Nash was one of the first products that really excited me in 2017 when I read its white paper. And it's just awesome to see 2.5 years later that the team is pumping out such great products and bringing into its fold great team members such as yourself. So I really want to thank you so much for coming on to the Neo News Today channel to share with us a little bit more about what you guys have been working on and what your next steps are.
Well, it's been my pleasure. Thank you, guys.